Good morning. This is the Tuesday, February 15th meeting of the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners. My name is Deb Shore. I'm serving as chair this year. To my left, Christy Yoakum as vice chair. To the far left, Rick Vest. And fellow commissioners on my right, Roma Amundsen and Sean Flowerday. If you would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Clerk, please begin the agenda.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk staff. Printing options are available upon a request. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 amendments. Approve the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on February 8th, 2022.
Move approval.
Second.
A motion is second to approve the minutes of February 8th. Call the roll, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is claims. Approval of all claims processed through February 15th, 2022. This needs to be amended to include payroll ending on February 2nd, 2022.
I move that we approve all claims through February 15th and amend it to include payroll through February 2nd.
Call the roll, please.
I didn't catch the second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second.
Thank you.
Is it, excuse me, is it February 2nd or February 9th?
February 9th.
I'm sorry, it's February 9th.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should correct
that's-
that.
Yeah, I would change that motion to February, not payroll through February 9th.
Okay. Okay, I think we got that all clear now. Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen,
Yes.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice unless there's an exception. These items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts. C-21-179 with Sunset Law Enforcement for the annual supply of ammunition. C-20-83 with Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders Counties for interpretation and translation services. C-19-288 with K2 Construction for annual snow removal and truck-mounted plow services. C-19-229 with Vasa Construction for annual snow removal and truck-mounted plow services. C-21-117 with Bauer Underground, Inc. for annual supply of pavement and concrete services. C-21-194 with Colligan and Lincoln for annual supply and delivery of water softener salt. C-18-167 with Interconnect for unit price commercial grade door security access control system and service. C-21-216 with the Board of Regents at the University of Nebraska on behalf of the University of Nebraska Lincoln Center on Children, Families, and the Law to operate the Department of Treasury Emergency Rental Assistance Lancaster County Program. Change orders to the following contracts. C-21-378 with Pavers, Inc. to add 3 additional patching locations in Lancaster County. C-21-524 with BIC Construction, LLC for the Election Commission expansion to relocate HVAC ductwork to avoid beam in North Addition. The change order is an increase of $742. Right-of-way contracts with the following: James N. and Becky S. Simpson, North 40th Street and Branch Oak Road, in the amount of $798. Lurs Hallman Investment, LLC, Southwest 42nd Street and West Pellow Road, in the total amount of $1,125. Constance M. Hansmeyer, Southwest 42nd Street and West Pellow Road, in the amount of $607. Utility permit number 2203, allowing OneStream Nebraska LLC to replace communication lines due to removal and replacement of Lancaster County Culvert B13 at no cost to the county. Received and placed on file the monthly report from Records and Information Management for January 2022. Setting public hearings on Tuesday, March 1st, 2022 at 9 a.m. regarding the following: amending the appropriations for the Bridge and Special Road Fund, amusement license application from Anthony Hillhouse to hold a memorial service and music performance on April 16th through the 17th, 2022 at 6600 South 148th Street, Walton, Nebraska.
I move approval of the consent items.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4, special presentations. 4A is recognition of Carl Seifert, equipment operator for county engineering for 44 years of service.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. It always seems like when we start to have retirements, they come in sets of 3. And so Carl gave us his notice that he is retiring. He's retiring about, Carl, 2 or 3 weeks short of 45 years?
About 3 months short.
3 months short. So he almost made it to the 45 years. Carl has obviously been with us a long time. In my tenure as county engineer, I've gotten to know Carl pretty well. Carl and I had the opportunity to sit next to each other at a charity spaghetti dinner for one of our coworkers a couple years ago, and I learned that Carl, you still have your first car, right?
Yeah. 63 Chevy.
Still have that 63 Chevy. Carl, he's been with us a long time, and he takes with him a lot of institutional history and knowledge as he retires. 44 years is a long time, and I do want to acknowledge him for his time. Roger, I feel bad because you were just up here 2 weeks ago, and do you have a couple words to say too?
Sure, I can. Roger Husenfeld. I've known Carl a long time. He's a really, really super nice guy. I mean, I don't believe there's a bad bone in him. He's always there, been a good, took care of his job, did his things that we needed him to do. He's always available when I needed him. He was a good asset for us, so he'll be missed. And I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Carl, I'd like to officially thank you for your service. Thank you. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Carl?
Well, I can try. Yeah, I've known a lot of people, a lot of roads, and met a lot of public people, and probably a lot of good memories and some not so good, but it's just the way it is. So thank you very much.
We appreciate your service. You're sneaking away at a time when it was a very easy winter, at least so far.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
All right.
Next is the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office 2021 Annual Service Awards.
All right.
Did you want me to read any of these, Terry?
That's all right. I can do that, Dan. Well,
Terry, I noticed we have some younger people in the audience. If they'd like to come and join us up here, we've got a couple extra chairs. The view's better from up here. No? Anybody?
Gonna be shy, huh? Oh, we've got one.
Well, while they're getting up here, I really thank you for to the board for indulging us and allowing us to make these presentations in a public forum. It really, it's really meaningful to the recipients, and it's nice to honor those who have provided exemplary service to Lancaster County.
there. Come over there. There. How you doing? Good. What's your name? Judd.
Terry, sorry about that.
First, we'll go through the retirements that we've had, and we provide an honorable mention or honorable discharge to any employee who has served 15 years or more, or I'm sorry, 10 years or more in our agency. So, Investigator Kurt Reha, Kurt's not here. He resigned after serving 15 years. He was recruited by the U.S. Air Force Office of Special Investigations because of his talents and expertise. Record Systems Specialist Julie Diller retired after 16 years. Deputy Sheriff Joe Gear retired after 31 years of service to our office and 5 years with the County Attorney's Office. Deputy Michael Schofield retired after 41 years. And Deputy Dave Blythe retired after 29 years. So all told, we lost about 137 years of combined experience and institutional knowledge. We have a number of awards. The first one is the Life Saving Award for Deputy Mike Hansen and a Citizen Certificate of Merit for Chantelle Johnson. I don't believe Miss Johnson is with us. Last February 20th, the medical call was broadcast that a 2-year-old was not breathing at the Runza restaurant at North 84th and Holdridge. Deputy Hansen was at the intersection of 84th and Holdridge when that call came out and responded to the Runza restaurant. A 2-year-old was in the back of a vehicle not breathing and turning blue. Deputy Hansen began CPR, giving chest compressions and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Chantelle Johnson is a nurse, saw what was happening, announced to Deputy Hansen that she was a nurse and offered her assistance. She began by clearing the baby's airway and continuing CPR until Lincoln Fire and Rescue arrived. The baby was transported to St. Elizabeth, where it was then stabilized and life-flighted to Children's Hospital in Omaha. Unfortunately, the baby passed away 8 days later. Those 8 days gave Chantelle's parents a chance to be back in town with her and provide those days to be with her. For his efforts, we have our life-saving award. It comes with a plaque, and it'll come with a uniform bar. So, congratulations, Mike. Thank you. You want to say something? Or?
I didn't know if this was the time. I'm sorry.
No. We appreciate
No, it's
hearing.
the only time. It's the only chance I get. Okay. Well, thank you very much for recognizing me today. I appreciate the sheriff giving me this award today, and my kids who are all up there watching me today, and my family was out in the audience too. And I just appreciate everyone I work with. Thank you very much.
Want to say thank you, Dad?
Our Citizens Award of Merit goes to Matthew Vercamp and Joseph Cockerell. I believe they're both here. Gentlemen. On September 23rd, a rock truck with a trailer left the roadway of Highway 6 and struck a tree east of Waverly. Matthew and Joseph stopped, approached the cab of the truck, which had already started on fire. The two men worked to remove the unconscious and trapped driver from the cab before it was completely engulfed in flames. But their quick response and actions undoubtedly saved the life of the 41-year-old driver. And we have our certificate of merit for and a pin, Matthew and Joseph. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate your willingness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rick, did you want to say anything?
I really appreciate
I talked to him.
citizens like Matt and Joe that are willing to get involved when they see an emergency arising and take action. Our next life-saving award is to Deputy Jonathan Kingswood. Thank you. On January 14th at about 6 p.m., deputies were detailed into the area of North 176 and Havelock Avenue on a hunting accident. Deputy Kingswood was finishing up a call for service in Waverly, and being the closest unit, responded to the call. Upon arrival, he found a 19-year-old man with a gunshot wound to the leg. The victim was experiencing extreme distress and significant blood loss. Deputy Kingswood retrieved his tourniquet and applied it to the victim's leg. Although in critical condition and in danger of losing his leg, the victim has made a full recovery and did not lose his leg. If not for Deputy Kingswood's quick response, his ability to assess the victim's injury and apply the correct first aid treatment, this man may have bled to death at the scene. Congratulations, John. Thank you.
Thanks for the award. Appreciate everybody I work with. Thanks.
Thank you. Our next life-saving award is to Deputy Zach Meyer and our agency partner certificate of merit to Game and Parks Officer Trevor Stahlecker. On September 21st, at about 5:37 p.m., dispatch received an abandoned 911 call originating from Area 1 at Pawnee State Recreation Area. Although not the assigned unit, Deputy Meyer was closer and responded along with Game and Parks Officer Stahlecker. Upon their arrival, they found a vehicle parked near the swimming beach, and he also saw a woman in the lake. The 37-year-old woman would not respond to the two officers' verbal inquiries, and they realized that she was in distress. As the two officers went into the water to help the woman, they realized she was blue in the face, had 2 zip ties around her neck, and was unresponsive. Medical units were summoned as Deputy Meyer and Officer Stahlecker worked to remove the zip ties. There were cuts to the woman's neck where she had second thoughts and tried to remove the zip ties before they arrived, but was unable to do so. Once the zip ties were removed from the woman's neck, she began breathing. She admitted this was a suicide attempt and was transported to the hospital, where she was connected to mental health services. But for the officers' quick actions, this woman may not have survived this ordeal. Zach, thank you very much. Trevor?
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Lieutenant Stacy Luton from the Game and Parks Commission is here as well as Trevor's superior. We have a very close working relationship with Game and Parks, and we really appreciate all they do and help us out a lot. Our Civilian Employee of the Year, Christopher Laird. Chris has been responsible for overseeing our ever-growing technology section for 7 years, after having spent 32 years as a Lincoln police officer and 21 years in the Army Reserve, rising to the rank of Sergeant Major. One of the biggest projects this past year was transitioning our crash reporting system from EAF to the TRAX platform. Now, I'd be lying if I told you I knew what that all was, but it was a different way of electronic reporting for our crashes. The Nebraska DOT initiated this change with really very short notice to us that it was coming. It required Chris to physically install software on 60 mobile data computers before the January 1st deadline. That's when the EAF system, the old system, went dark. Not only did this require installation of the software, but then training the deputies on how to use the new system. It's difficult to explain the complexity of the planning, communication, and execution involved in this project, but Chris handled it flawlessly. Since April, Chris has overseen the implementation of our first body-worn camera system through the hard work of him and our body-worn camera specialist, Actham Ali. By October, our body-worn camera system is up and running thanks to their hard work. In short, the system has been in place. They have proven to be invaluable. Chris also serves as our liaison with Information Services. He closely reviewed the biannual billing and noticed inconsistencies in services being received. His examination saved the Sheriff's Office $56,000 over a 4-year billing cycle in 2019. If all that weren't enough, Chris continues to manage all of our hardware, software, e-citations, our security compliance, our network planning and support, our cruiser technology coordination, our resource space, which is all of our photographs and digital evidence, mobile command vehicle technology upgrades, our computer inventory, and is the coordinator of our unmanned aerial system program. So Chris has got a lot on his plate. I really appreciate all his hard work, and for that, we award him the Civilians Employee of the Year.
Thank you for the recognition. I'm honored to represent the civilian staff of the Sheriff's Office, which is made up of 31 really hardworking people who do tremendous work behind the scenes. So, thank you.
Thank you. Exceptional Duty Award for Deputy John Brady. Deputy Brady has been with the Sheriff's Office for 15 years and is currently one of our school resource officers serving the Norris School District. John is also the chief of the Heitmann Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department. He has spearheaded the Rescue Task Force project whereby trained paramedics will accompany deputies into a warm zone at an active threat situation to treat injured persons as soon as possible. Through his position as fire chief, he has obtained the necessary equipment to equip various volunteer fire departments that may respond to active threat situations. He has also organized joint training between the Sheriff's Office Tactical Unit and selected paramedics this past year, then trained most of the deputies on the subject as well. In addition, for 4 years, John has been working to establish a Marine unit to serve area lakes. He researched other Marine units, acquired a boat from emergency management that they weren't using, obtained the necessary equipment to provide red lights on that boat, wrote the initial draft of a policy, and trained other deputies in boating laws, safety, and water recovery. For his work, we have the Exceptional Duty Award, John, and this medal, and then the ribbon bar for his uniforms. Congratulations.
Much. I'd just like to thank the Sheriff's Office for honestly being very open to new ideas and adding tools to our tool belt, as well as the rural fire departments out there in the county who have worked incredibly hard to interact with the Sheriff's Office and have the willingness to act in such an intense situation. We've got great people out there and they're really willing to help out. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Another Exceptional Duty Award for Investigator Nick Heitmann. Nick has been with the Sheriff's Office for almost 21 years and is assigned to our Criminal Investigations Unit and has been for about a year. During his first year in investigations, he's done exceptional work. One example of his outstanding work was an investigation in the theft of $250,000 in construction equipment from the South Beltway project. You might remember 2 bulldozers and a lowboy trailer and a semi were stolen. Nick identified a suspect, wrote many search warrants, linked an LPD case where 3 skid loaders had been stolen from Lincoln to the same suspects, determined the probable location of the stolen equipment in southeastern Missouri, coordinated with the Missouri State Highway Patrol. It took a week working with the Missouri State Highway Patrol to locate the stolen equipment and locate the suspects. He managed to recover all of the stolen equipment except 1 skid loader. He also coordinated the arrest of one of the suspects in Missouri about the time we were making an arrest at the South Beltway project on the other suspect. Between January and November, Nick has recovered almost $300,000 in stolen property, made 39 felony arrests, 16 misdemeanor arrests, processed 26 crime scenes, wrote 32 warrant affidavits, completed 27 electronic device searches, and cleared 43 case follow-ups. For his outstanding work on these cases, he is being awarded the Exceptional Duty Award from the Sheriff's Office Award Committee. Nick, too, has a ribbon and a bar for his uniform.
Nice.
I can't take really much of the credit for all of this because the guys in investigations have helped me out so much. Just a great group of guys to work with, and our office is filled with people like that. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Sometimes we tend to forget the behind-the-scenes folks. Our last exceptional duty award and our Deputy Sheriff of the Year is Sergeant Mike Scriven. Unfortunately, Mike is not able to be with us this morning. They had a scheduled trip planned before today's date was set. So Mike is not with us, but he will be presented with a plaque and ribbon as well for being Deputy Sheriff of the Year. But in October of 2019, a project was initiated to upgrade the computer-aided dispatch system for 911 communications for the combined city-county radio system. That doesn't sound like a big deal, but the deputies they receive calls for service, they enter data to clear the call with its disposition. It's pretty complex and a very integral part of what we do. Several employees have been involved in that project at various stages over the years, but Mike was solicited to lead the project because of his regular use of the program, and he was very interested in the outcome of the project for the safety of deputy sheriffs and Lincoln police officers. There have been countless meetings. Mike works evenings. There have been countless meetings, all of them held during his off-duty time. He's been willing to adjust his shifts to attend the meetings and keep overtime costs down. When the new CAD system went live in December, Sergeant Scriven came into every shift briefing to explain the new system and make sure all the deputies knew how to use the system. Since then, he has solicited input from others within our agency for any problems that might arise, as well as identifying issues that he was having. LPD Captain Ben Kolbza, the 911 radio commander, praised Mike's dedication and effort he has put into the upgrade project. He specifically complimented Sergeant Scriven's attention to detail and his positive attitude toward the many issues that has arisen. Mike is a 21-year veteran of the Sheriff's Office with 9 of those years in a supervisory capacity. He graduated from Geneva High School and then went on to UNL. Since starting at the Sheriff's Office, he has worked in our patrol division. He's worked as a criminal investigator and in special services. He served as a field training officer, an accident reconstruction specialist, a member of our hiring board for new deputies, and a member of our forfeited assets committee. He and his wife April have been married 21 years and have 2 children. Thank you. I appreciate your indulgence.
Terry, and going off the script here, well, yes, I definitely a round of applause for Sergeant Michael Scriven. I apologize, jumped
Yes,
in.
that's okay.
I know just this week you lost a retired captain.
Correct.
If you just would like to talk for him
Sure.
about a moment, and then we can maybe close with a moment of silence for
Thank
his
you.
service.
Captain Joe Leffler retired in 2017 after 31 years with the Sheriff's Office. He'd spent 5 years with Lincoln Police Department before that, a couple of years with Fort Smith, Arkansas Police Department, and then was a military police officer in the Army at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Joe was a great guy. Just a wonderful coworker, a good friend, would do anything for anybody. And he was diagnosed about 5 weeks ago with cancer, and he passed away last Wednesday afternoon, and his funeral is tomorrow, and so a number of us will be attending the funeral tomorrow. But just your thoughts and prayers for the Leffler family. They've had some other issues as well. His wife Candy, their 2 sons. Their son Josh is a sergeant with the Nashville Police Department in Georgia, and great family. Big loss to all of us.
If you would just join me in a moment of silence for the service of Captain Leffler. Thank you. And thank you for being here today and allowing us to be part of this award ceremony, recognizing the terrific work that you all do every day.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Today. Okay, round of applause.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go back.
Man, we've got some tremendous people.
Some great stories.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a lot of really good work.
the new vest because I don't remember seeing the word sheriff, and
Uh-huh.
I think they're the new ones they got to hold the body cameras.
Oh, sure.
Dan, should we give it a shot?
Next is number 5, public hearings. This is Health Department amendments regarding the following: procedures for the inspection of on-site water supply systems and on-site wastewater treatment systems prior to the sale, transfer, or conveyance of property, and regulation of on-site wastewater treatment systems. Can I go ahead and swear you in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Hi, Chris Schroeder with the Health Department. Did you call both A1 and A2?
I did.
Okay, excellent. So before you are proposed changes to our on-site wastewater treatment system regulations and property transfer regulations that relate to how Nebraska Title 124 is referenced in these regulations. So the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy is currently revising Title 124. This is their on-site wastewater treatment regulations. And the most significant change they are proposing is moving the on-site design standards out of regulation and into general permits. But to ensure that we have continuity in our regulations and staff have time to review the final adopted Title 124 and the general permits, we are removing language that automatically adopts any amended Title 124 regulations, and then we're adding when the current regulations became effective. So again, that will give us time to review those, and then we'll be coming back before you once we have a chance to review their final changes to amend our regulations.
Okay, any
Questions?
questions for Chris? Seeing none?
Okay. Thank you.
We'll see you back in a few weeks.
I don't know about a few weeks, but just to give you a context of timeline, right now there's an on-site conference in Kearney. The NDEE will presenting their general permits there. We've heard that they plan to public notice those sometime after the conference, and that is a 30-day public comment period. And then those would get forwarded on to the governor's office to sign, and then sign Title 124. So it will be probably several weeks is closer.
Several months, okay.
Potentially, yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information.
Yep.
And thank you, Scott, for being here as well.
Did you close the public hearing?
I will close the public hearing.
Or is anyone here?
Or is there anyone else wishing to testify on this public hearing regarding inspection of on-site wastewater supply systems and water treatment? All right, seeing none, I will close the public hearing.
Next is number 6, new business, a resolution in a matter of updating and implementing procedures for the inspection of on-site water supply systems and on-site wastewater treatment systems prior to the sale, transfer, or conveyance of property in Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Move approval of the resolution?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is resolution, a matter of updating and implementing procedures for the regulation of on-site wastewater treatment systems in Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Move approval. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. C is an agreement with Jose Gary B. Nodola, MD, for psychiatry services on an as-needed on-call basis to provide coverage for the Lancaster County Mental Health Crisis Center.
I move approval?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6D is an interlocal agreement with the City of Lincoln to establish the operation and maintenance of the CESA system and the costs and revenues associated with such. The initial term of the agreement is for 5 years.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. This is another step in a very long intricate process to update our CGIS computer system. Call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. E is an agreement with Connecting Links to provide substance use evaluation services on an as-needed basis.
Hi, Kim Etherton, Director, Lancaster County Community Corrections. This is just a contract renewal. It is kind of our last resort when we can't access funds for substance use evaluations, generally for pretrial release, and we do about 12 to 15 of these a year.
I move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Thank you for the information. Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. F is student-teacher program agreement with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Education and Human Services to provide practical education experience for students pursuing a degree at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln by teaching youth at the Lancaster County Youth Services Center.
Move approval?
Second.
Is there anyone here to speak on this item? All right. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6G is an interlocal agreement with the Village of Roca to coordinate routine winter road and street maintenance responsibilities.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. I have put a map of the Village of Roca up on the overhead. I think what a lot of us fail to realize with our villages and some of our unincorporated SIDs in the county is that they don't necessarily have the equipment to maintain and do some of the things they need to do. So the Village of Roca paved this road, the main street, and some of the other streets through the village about 2 years ago. And so we are in the Village of Roca, and in fact, we're on the south end of the village. We really have to drive through to get to our roads, and they have asked if we could go ahead and plow our way out, and agreed to pay us for the materials associated with that. And so this is good partnership, and we're looking to solidify these relationships with the other villages around the county.
Move approval.
Yeah, second.
Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. H is a road maintenance agreement with Bensiker Tire and Equipment, Inc. to maintain county roads disturbed by equipment crossing for soil transfer over Southwest 42nd Street as approved in County Special Permit number 21020.
Good morning. John Berry, Lancaster County Surveyor. This is an agreement. There's a new subdivision being constructed called Blue River Crossing. It's on West Martell Road and Southwest 42nd Street. The subdivision has lots on both sides of the road. The contractor is requesting that they be able to haul soil from one side to the other. So this will protect our road right there where they're crossing, and for them to being required to maintain that particular area. It also includes some signing issues that they have to have and that they have agreed to.
Very good. So, sounds like the people who are putting the wear and tear on the road are going to take
Yeah,
responsibility
take care of the maintenance
for
of it, correct.
maintaining it. I move approval.
Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. I is an agreement with Alfred Benish and Company for professional engineering services for the replacement of county bridges R-184 and S-180. The cost of county is not to exceed $196,564.60.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. The exhibit that I have placed on the overhead is an exhibit showing bridges that are rated poor in Lancaster County. And these are bridges like the bridge that recently failed in Pittsburgh that we really need to get off our system. These are the bridges that have the greatest urgency to be replaced. In particular, our two bridges on Roca Road. I have talked about these bridges and another bridge, S-179, that was with them as the triplets. It's interesting, S-179 failed in the flooding of 2019, but I really would have expected S-180 to fail sooner. And this is one of the beams on S-180. It does have a considerable amount of rust. These bridges meet a number of criteria to get to pour, which is unfortunate. This is its sister bridge, R-148. This corridor is really difficult to work in because it has a number of utility constraints and it requires additional permitting because it's the backwater to one of our local recreation lakes. And so given the nature of this and that the last bridge took 18 months to get fully through permitting, design permitting, and utility relocation, I really feel that we must urgently move forward with the design of these bridges on Roca Road, which is a major corridor for southern Lancaster County.
I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6J is an agreement with Schemmer Associates, Inc. to render professional engineering services for the replacement of County Bridge C-284. The cost of county is not to exceed $92,606.
Bridge C-284 is on the north end of the county, on Agnew Road. It is one of our older bridges. I think it's always interesting to point out that, hey, this is a picture of it from the surface. It looks like a nice bridge. This bridge not only has some scour issues, it truly has some structural stability issues. And this is the bridge that we did an emergency replacement on last fall in order to keep it open. It also has had substantial repairs over the years. In particular, you may notice that the webbing on the steel is completely gone and an additional steel skeleton has been inserted in under the bridge. These are temporary fixes to extend the life. So these bridges, we don't really have another extension on this. And so I would like to get going on the design of this. It's really important that we also preserve the corridor of Agnew Road.
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. K is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award a bid to General Excavating for Waverly Maintenance Shop sanitary sewer upgrade. The estimated total cost of the county is $85,597.
My name is Ed, Facilities Manager for Lancaster County Engineering. What we're proposing to do is we need to add an oil water separator to the Waverly station to bring it up to code.
What exactly is that?
Oil water separator, it brings out so any kind of contamination, oil or anything like that from the pits inside the building will be separated so they can be pumped off and taken and disposed of correctly. And then the water we will actually tie into the Waverly sewer system. They've asked, and we've worked with them, and they've asked us to do that. We will terminate our old existing line through there.
All right. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. L is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and county engineer to award a bid to JJK Construction LLC for replacement of County Bridge D-88. The estimated total cost of the county is $2,262,069.86.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. The photo that I'm putting on the overhead is a photo of Bridge D-88. It really hadn't given us any problems from the 1950s until the 2015 storm. And I think easily this is another bridge that we came within hours of completely losing this structure. Since then, we have done 3 major embankment stabilization projects on this bridge. I've joked with staff that the problem with this bridge is it's about 100 feet too short. Shimmer Associates, who designed the bridge, confirmed that it's 90 feet too short. In any case, it doesn't convey the water the way we need it to convey the water, and there's a lot of springs and other challenges in the area. And so in order to stabilize this corridor, I would like to move forward with the construction of this bridge. And then I would just like to add, this is a bridge that we need to focus on for resiliency of our system. For whatever reason, this drainage basin has had just extreme high waters for a number of times. And this is back in 2019, in May of 2019, when the water was very high up to those bottom girders again. And that is what continues to severely damage this structure. So the new modern structure will hopefully last us another 100 years.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call a roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. M is a recommendation from the purchasing agent and Lancaster County Sheriff to award and execute a purchase order for 2 Ford 2021 or current production year police all-wheel drive interceptor utility vehicles.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 6N is an interlocal agreement with the County of Platte, Nebraska, on behalf of Platte County Attorney's Office to accommodate and provide assistance to the Lancaster County Attorney's Office for workspace, equipment, and evidence storage for the preparation and duration of a case that has been transferred to Platte County. There is no cost to the county.
John Ward with the Lancaster County Attorney's Office. Items N, O, and P are a series of interlocal agreements with Platte County for the duration of a trial set to commence March 7th. Item N is for an agreement with the space for the prosecution used to prepare between courtroom breaks, store evidence. Item O is an agreement with the Sheriff's Office to transport the defendant and provide courtroom security. It also allows them to work with the Platte County Sheriff's Department. And item 6P is an agreement regarding the Platte County Jail to provide meals for the defendant and overnight accommodations for the defendant.
Good. I move to, Deb, do you want to handle them all at once or
And we
individually?
are just on N right
Just
now.
on
I just
N.
thought I'd.
I move approval of item N.
Second.
John, I had someone ask me, and we can probably discuss this later, if it would have been easier to move the jury here for the duration of the trial as opposed to moving everything else to Platte County.
I guess I don't understand the question. Where would we get the jury from?
They'd be Platte County
Be Platte
resident,
County.
residents that, would stay
Administratively,
here.
I do agree that does make a lot of sense, but I think we honestly haven't done many interlocals that I'm aware of because it's not often an issue where we can't get a fair and impartial jury. But I do think it's almost always the procedure to move the entire courtroom proceeding to the other county rather than bringing just the jurors here. Though it does seem like that would make a lot of sense.
Logistically, yeah.
Logistically. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. O is an interlocal agreement between the County of Platte, Nebraska, and the County of Lancaster, Nebraska, pursuant to the provisions of Nebraska Revised Statute 25-412-03 and 29-215.
I move approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. P is an interlocal agreement with the County of Platte, Nebraska, on behalf of the Platte County Detention Facility to assume the custody of a detainee for the duration of a case that has been transferred to Platte County. The cost of county is $50 per day.
Move approval.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Q is to authorize Eric Sinowicki, Deputy County Attorney, to execute and sign all necessary documents regarding the settlement agreement and release of liability between Iveta Kazir and Lancaster County.
Move approval?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. R is Joint Budget Committee's recommendation for the 2022 ARPA grant awards to nonprofit organizations.
Move approval?
Second.
Wasn't trying to interrupt.
Good morning, Sarah Hoyle, Director of Lincoln Lancaster Human Services. These ARPA recommendations and this funding basically provide infrastructure, grow our infrastructure of community-based resources to ensure that these vital services are available in our community for generations, decades to come. So thank you again for your support of this. I will say that this was not an easy process, especially for those of you involved with this. This went through 3 different rounds. Well, let me back up. It started with over $88 million in requests for a pot of $15 million, 64 applications. It went through 3 different rounds, different people on each round of review, and that's how we got to these recommendations. So it was no process that was taken lightly. It was diligently reviewed and had a lot of stakeholder and community feedback involved in this process. So, any questions?
88 million down to 15.
That's really-
That's a
Yes.
lot of hard work and a lot of saying no to people that we probably like and to causes that we probably believe in. But the reality is 15 remains 15. So kudos, Sarah, to you. And I know I've seen you in operation on the Keno funds. I know your leadership makes the process as palatable as it possibly can be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I second the motion.
Is there anyone else here to speak on this item? Okay, seeing none, roll call, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 7, legislative update.
Don't believe we have one, so we can move on.
Next is number 8, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Is there anyone wishing to make public comment? Seeing none?
Next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, February 17th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, February 22nd, 2022 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding the proposed sale of property generally described as 33 feet of right-of-way on the southeast portion of Southwest 86th Street between West Bennett Road and West Saltillo Road. The public hearing will include declaring that the property no longer serves a county purpose, determining the fair market value, and setting the date for the sale of the property. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV, YouTube, Roku, and Apple TV.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
All right, we will now call to order the Lancaster County Board of Equalization for Tuesday, February 15th. Mr. Clerk.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are available upon request. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1, are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, February 1st, 2022.
Move approval.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Vest,
Abstain.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Number 2, additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Is there a motion to approve the additions and deductions?
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second?
Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is notice of assessed valuation change for property taxation purposes for J and Phyllis Hanson and Robert B. and Victoria Northrup.
Good morning, Scott Gaines, Deputy Assessor, Register of Deeds. These are 2 notices that we're recommending approval of to correct assessments. The first one was an outbuilding out in the country that had been converted into residence with living area without a permit. So this is to reflect what that value should have been after it was converted to living area. And the second one is to correct some errors in our listing that were discovered, and that one is for tax year 21 only. So recommending approval for these 2 listings.
I move that we approve the notice of assessed value change for these 2 properties.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 4, appeal of disqualification of special valuation for J. Bowman Bastini.
We're recommending denial of this appeal. This property was annexed into the city of Lincoln in September of 2021. By state law, once it's annexed into the city limits, it can no longer receive the Greenbelt valuation. As long as it's farmed, it can still receive 75% of its market value, but it's not valued at ag. It's valued at its full market, or then a 75% adjustment is applied.
And that is outlined in state statute, correct? Okay. Is there anyone here wishing to testify on this issue? All right, seeing no one. Is there a motion?
I move that we deny the appeal based upon the recommendation of the county assessor's office.
And I might add that our office has had several discussions with taxpayer, and he's aware of the situation and the statutory constraints.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is a public hearing. 5A is 451 exemption applications for the following years, 2021 and 2022. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. For 21, there is a single application recommending denial of that application due to the fact it was not filed in our office until December of 21. The deadline would have been July 1 at the latest of 21 to have a consideration for a 21 exemption. I would note that we do have a 22 exemption for the same property, and we will be recommending approval of that for 22. But as far as 21 goes, we recommend denial due to it being substantially late to be filed.
And again, an item outlined in state statute that we are not able to waive.
July 1's
deadlines.
a hard, fast deadline, yes, ma'am. And then I'll cover the 22. The 22 applications. We're recommending 100% approval with the following exceptions that I will list.
Should we?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Should we go ahead and vote on the first one?
Well, we're still in public hearing.
Yeah.
I guess we could.
Right.
We
are
could,
in public
we
hearing.
could, I'm trying to think.
Okay, that's fine. Never mind.
For 22, our recommendations are for 100% approval with the following exceptions. The Centurion Nebraska LLC, and in conjunction with that, the CHI Nebraska applications, we're recommending 95% exemption. This is the new medical facility that's being constructed at 40th and Yankee Hill Road. The 5% taxable is property that, or part of the building that will be leased to taxable entities, and that was disclosed to us by the applicants. So in line with their notification that 5% will be taxable, we're recommending 5% taxable, 95% exempt. As the construction moves along and we get the actual leases and everything, that percentage may fluctuate. But as of now, 95% will be used for the exempt purpose.
I don't know if anyone else is confused. My link goes to Camp Sunshine.
They're all in one link, I believe.
They're all linked. Okay.
They're
I was confused yesterday when I was reading this.
If you scroll down, there's
Okay.
And again, the exceptions to the 100% would be the one I just spoke of.
Okay,
And then the
so it's at
second
bottom,
one
even though
is,
it's first. Okay.
So, yes, CHI, that was CHI, Scott.
right, and what it is I believe CHI Nebraska owns the land, and then the improvements that are being constructed will be owned by Centurion Nebraska LLC. Recommendation 95% exemption on both pieces of that. And then the other exception would be the IRC3 LLC, and there's two applications in there, one for the real estate, one for the personal property. And this is another partial exemption. This is I believe it's the old Grand Lodge that was recently purchased by an exempt entity. We're recommending approval of exemption for the 10 assisted living units that represent approximately 9.24% of the value of the property. The remaining units that are independent living units would remain taxable. I believe there's 109 of those. So our recommendation on those two would be for a 9.24% approximate exemption, exempting the assisted living units. With the exception of those that I just described, our recommendation is for 100% approval on the remainder.
Okay. To
Okay,
make
I
a
hope
motion
somebody-
that makes any sense, I'm gonna have to walk back through
Yeah.
that
Sure,
real
Do we need to
slowly.
hear of it from anyone who's here to testify?
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm not, I don't,
Or a motion?
Before you make a motion,
won't make a motion, but I wanna,
backtrack through it when we get
You want me to summarize what I just said in length?
in real slow, little words.
Sure.
Yeah.
Two applications, we're recommending 95% approval.
Okay.
Those for Centurion Nebraska LLC,
Centurion, CENTRU.
ION.
Okay.
and then the
Centurion.
adjoining land account that goes with that is CHI Nebraska.
Okay, Centurion. And the second one is?
The second ones are IRC3 LLC. There's two of those applications, one for real estate, one for personal property. Recommendation is
5% as well.
the same, and that's approximately 9.24% exemption. We're exempting the assisted living units.
9.24% exemption on IRC3.
Both applications, yes.
Both. Okay.
Okay.
I think I can do that.
Okay, all right. Is there anyone here, in addition, that would like to provide testimony on any of these exemption applications? All right. Seeing no one, I guess we'll move on to item B, because we'll be taking action under item 6. So while the public hearing is still open, let's do the motor vehicle tax exemptions.
The motor vehicle tax exemption applications include Mount Zion Baptist Church, Lux Center for the Arts, Lutheran Family Services in Nebraska, Advent Source, Inc., and Food Bank of Lincoln, Inc.
Okay, is there anyone wishing to testify with regards to the motor vehicle tax exemptions? All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing and move on to item 6.
This is action on the following. 6A is the 2021 451 exemption applications.
I would move that we deny this application based on the state deadlines.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion is second to deny the exemption application. Call the roll, please.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. B is the 2022 451 exemption applications.
Okay,
right.
here goes. I would move that we approve the 2022 exemption applications with the exception that we approve the Centurion application at a 95% assessment, and I would move that we approve the IRC 3 at a 95% exemption. Or
9.25.
is that, okay,
That's correct. You'll also want the CHI Nebraska at 95% in addition to Centurion.
and I would add on CHI Nebraska at 95%.
Okay.
Second.
Right. We'll call the roll on that.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 7, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business, not on the agenda, may do so at this time.
Did we vote on the motor vehicle tax exemptions? Motor vehicles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Did we not do C?
We didn't do
I'm sorry.
6C.
Motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval.
Second.
Call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Now it's public comment.
Okay. Is anyone wishing to make comment with regards to items relating to Board of Equalization? Seeing none, we will.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion is second to adjourn. Call the roll.
Best,
Yes.
Amundson, Yocum,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Shore.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.